A ship sails smoothly through calm waters. The crew eats breakfast. Someone writes in the logbook. Then, nothing. When rescuers board the vessel, the food is still warm on the table. Personal belongings remain untouched, but every single person has vanished into thin air. No bodies, no struggle, no explanation. To this day, no one knows what happened in those final moments. Cluster Story. This is Cluster Story, where we take a deep dive into history to get a great understanding of how we got here. Hit the subscribe button, turn on the bell, like, and share this video. Introduction. Throughout human history, people have simply disappeared. Not just individuals, but entire colonies, entire civilizations. Sometimes they leave behind clues that only deepen the mystery. Other times they leave nothing at all. Tonight, we explore the most baffling vanishings ever recorded. Cases that have haunted investigators for centuries. Cases that defy all logic and reason. The Lost Colony of Roanoke. The year is 1587. 117 English colonists arrive on Roanoke Island, off the coast of what is now North Carolina. Among them are men, women, and children, including Virginia Dare, the first English child born in the Americas. Their governor, John White, sails back to England for supplies, but war with Spain delays his return. When he finally arrives back at Roanoke 3 years later, he finds the settlement completely deserted. The houses have been dismantled, personal possessions are gone, but there are no signs of violence, no graves, no bodies. The only clue is a single word carved into a wooden post, CROATOAN. Another tree bears the letters CRO. CROATOAN was the name of a nearby island and a local Native American tribe. Did the colonists join them? Were they killed? Did they try to sail home and perish at sea? White never found the answer, and despite centuries of investigation, neither have we. The Lost Colony of Roanoke remains America's oldest unsolved mystery. The Mary Celeste, December 1872. The brigantine ship Mary Celeste is discovered drifting in the Atlantic Ocean near the Azores Islands. A passing vessel spots her moving erratically, her sails partially set. When sailors board the Mary Celeste, they find something deeply unsettling. The ship is completely seaworthy. Cargo of alcohol barrels sits untouched in the hold. 6 months' worth of food and water remains on board. The crew's personal belongings, including valuables, are still in their quarters, but all 10 people aboard, including Captain Benjamin Briggs, his wife, their 2-year-old daughter, and 7 crew members, have vanished completely. The lifeboat is missing. The ship's navigation equipment is gone. One of the cargo hatches is open. But there is no distress signal, no sign of struggle, no explanation. Theories have ranged from pirates to sea monsters to mutiny. Some suggest fumes from the alcohol cargo caused the crew to abandon ship in panic. Others believe waterspouts or underwater earthquakes terrified them into the lifeboat. But none of these theories explain why experienced sailors would abandon a perfectly sound ship in the middle of the ocean. The fate of everyone aboard the Mary Celeste has never been determined. The Flannan Isles lighthouse keepers, December 1900. A relief vessel approaches the Flannan Isles lighthouse off the coast of Scotland. For 11 days, the lighthouse has been dark. Passing ships have reported seeing no light. No response comes to signals or horn blasts. When the relief keeper climbs ashore, he finds the lighthouse door unlocked. The beds are unmade. The clock has stopped. A meal sits uneaten on the table. All 3 lighthouse keepers, Thomas Marshall, James Duckett, and Donald MacArthur, have disappeared. The final log entries are haunting. They describe severe storms and mention the men praying, but weather records show no unusual storms during those days. Outside, iron railings are bent. Ropes and equipment are missing from a platform over 100 feet above sea level. One theory suggests a massive rogue wave swept all 3 men away. But why would all 3 experienced keepers be outside in dangerous conditions? Why were only 2 of the 3 sets of oilskins missing, suggesting one man went out without protective gear? The official inquiry offered no conclusion. The 3 keepers were never found. The Flannan Isles remain one of the most haunting disappearances in maritime history. Judge Crater, August 6, 1930. New York Supreme Court Justice Joseph Force Crater steps into a taxi on West 45th Street in Manhattan. He is heading to a Broadway show. He waves goodbye to friends. He is never seen again. Judge Crater was one of the most prominent figures in New York. His disappearance sparked the largest missing person investigation in city history. Over 300 witnesses were interviewed. Every lead was pursued. Before vanishing, Crater had withdrawn significant cash from his bank. He had removed documents from his office and burned them in his fireplace. Was he planning to run? Was he silenced for what he knew about political corruption? The investigation revealed Crater was connected to Tammany Hall, the notoriously corrupt political machine. Some believe he was murdered to prevent him from testifying. Others suggest he staged his own disappearance to escape scandal. A decade later, his wife found an envelope in their home containing cash and a note listing people who owed Crater money. But the note explained nothing about where he went or why. Judge Crater was officially declared dead in 1939. The case was never solved. His name became synonymous with mysterious vanishing. Flight 19, December 5, 1945. 5 TBM Avenger torpedo bombers take off from Fort Lauderdale Naval Air Station for a routine training mission. 14 crew members are aboard. The weather is clear. The pilots are experienced. 2 hours into the flight, the lead pilot radios a disturbing message. His compasses have malfunctioned. He cannot determine which direction is west. He believes they are somewhere over the Florida Keys, but nothing looks right. Radio contact becomes increasingly confused. The pilots seem disoriented, uncertain of their position. They argue about which direction to fly. Then, silence. A Martin Mariner rescue plane with 13 crew members is dispatched to search for them. That plane also disappears. In total, 27 men and 6 aircraft vanished in a single afternoon. Despite one of the largest air and sea searches in history, no wreckage, no bodies, no debris was ever found. This incident helped create the legend of the Bermuda Triangle, that infamous stretch of ocean where ships and planes seem to vanish without explanation. While many experts attribute the disappearances to navigational errors, fuel exhaustion, and rough seas, the complete absence of any physical evidence remains deeply troubling. The Sodder children, Christmas Eve, 1945. The Sodder family of Fayetteville, West Virginia, is asleep when fire engulfs their home just after midnight. George and Jenny Sodder escape with 4 of their 10 children, but 5 children remain trapped upstairs, or so they believe. When the flames are extinguished, investigators find no remains, no bones, no teeth, nothing. Fire experts say a normal house fire burns at temperatures too low to completely incinerate human bodies, and the fire burned for only 45 minutes before being extinguished. The ladder George used to reach the upstairs window had mysteriously vanished from its usual spot. The phone lines were dead. 2 vehicles failed to start. Then the disturbing discoveries began. Someone had been seen tampering with the family's vehicles weeks before. A witness reported seeing children matching the Sodder kids' descriptions in a passing car on the night of the fire. Years later, a photograph arrived in the mail showing a young man who resembled one of the missing boys with a cryptic message on the back. George and Jenny Sodder spent the rest of their lives searching for their children. They erected a billboard along the highway displaying photos of the 5 missing kids, offering a reward for information. They never found answers. The Sodder case remains one of America's most haunting unsolved mysteries. Conclusion: what connects these disappearances? Perhaps nothing, perhaps everything. They remind us that despite all our technology, all our investigation, some mysteries remain forever beyond our reach. Ships still sail the same waters where the Mary Celeste was found. Planes still fly over the Bermuda Triangle. Somewhere, the descendants of the Lost Colony may still carry their blood, and somewhere out there, the answers wait. Thank you for watching Cluster Story. If these mysteries haunted you as much as they haunt us, subscribe and join us next time as we dive even deeper into the shadows of history. The truth is out there. Sometimes we just never find it.